Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Gena and you're watching the Pink Trellis. In today's video, I'm sharing with all of you a big DIY project. It's literally huge. So right behind me here, I am gonna make over this whole section. So currently I have this cabinet sitting here, and these are my syngoniums. And these syngoniums are growing pretty prolifically for me. So several weeks ago or months ago, I got it in my head that I wanted to build a trellis for it. But these plants had not been ready yet for trellising. I needed to wait for them to grow. So for the trellis, I just went to Lowe's and picked up one of their large sheets of lattice. We brought that home. We did have to cut it to fit, but we didn't cut it that much because I did want it to take up quite a bit of space here, so I can line up a lot of my syngoniums and they can trail up. We picked the lattice up on Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday over the weekend, I did the painting. The primer on Saturday and the paint on Sunday. And of course, for the paint, I'm sure you can guess which color I went with. Pink, because the pink trellis. How could I not choose pink? And there are so many shades of pink. It was actually kind of hard to pick which shade of pink I was going to go with. And I'm really happy with what I ended up with because, let's see right here, this pot here is terracotta, but it's actually, I think it's actually called a pink terracotta. And this one here too is kind of a pinkish color. So I'm not sure exactly how it's going to look in the room, but the pink I chose is more of an orangey, kind of an orangey pink like that. Anyway, I'm just so excited to see how it looks in here. But of course, before I can do anything, I do need to remove all of this stuff. Now, these plants will be staying, but I do need to move them in order to get my huge, giant pink trellis in here. So, like this plant here, this plant macrame whole set, is moving out of this room and it's going to my kitchen area. This mirror is going to move this way more, and I don't know, I think maybe these things are all going to have to just kind of move to the right. I also have this IKEA greenhouse, tabletop greenhouse thing that I'm going to have to move, and there's several plants in there that I'm going to I think a few of them there's 3 in there, so 2 of them I think are going into my new IKEA cabinet, and the other I'm not sure yet where I'm going to put it. Maybe they'll all go in there, or maybe they'll go in on my shelf here that you guys can't see. My Vitz Joe, I think it's called. I don't know. 1 or 2 might go there. We'll see. So first, let's just move all this stuff, and then we can have the fun part. we did it. We got it in the room and we got it up on the wall. It was a little bit of a struggle, but we managed. And there it is. What do you guys think? It's so pink. For me personally, I don't do a lot of color on my walls. Most of my walls are this white color. So having some color, some actual color on the walls is kind of strange for me. So it's going to take some time for me to get used to it, I think. So the shade of pink in the room, on the wall, with the lighting in this room, it's a little less orangey than I thought it was going to be, than how it looked on the paint sample. But I'm still okay with it. So at the moment, my plants aren't very big. So I had all this space up here that was just open, and I don't really like a lot of clutter, but I don't know. When it comes to my plant room, I guess I make an exception because I do have a lot of stuff on my walls. And when there was nothing, when it was just open up here, it felt so bare. So I decided to put a few embellishments on it. So I'm going to get up and I'm going to grab the camera and I'm going to take you on a little tour of the pink trellis. Here's a good look of all the syngoniums I have to grow on this trellis, and I'll show you each one. So this first one is the Tri-Leaf Wonder, and this one is growing in pawn. It's got one new leaf on the way here. Next to that is the Pink Spot, and this is a newer leaf. I don't really see any spots on that one. On an older leaf, maybe. I know it did have spots. I wonder if they kind of fade. Oh, here. There's your spot. So that's the Pink Spot, also in pawn. Next to that one is my Syngonium Elbow. This is probably my tallest of all of them. It grows the fastest. It's very pretty. It's in soil. And next to that is my Syngonium Pink Splash. It's the newest leaf. Such a pretty one. Also in soil. And finally, the Syngonium Aria. I love this plant. I love it more than the elbow, actually. I just love the yellow. The creamy yellow with the green is just gorgeous. So those are the syngoniums that were lucky enough, that were chosen to grow on the trellis. So here is the trellis. So I had these Monstera fairy lights that I picked up a couple of years ago from Target, and they've just been sitting in the box, and I thought, well, I'm gonna throw those up there. I think they look pretty cute. These are a couple of mirrors I found at a thrift store, and these little clay moon hangings are both from Etsy. So everything up here is stuff I just had sitting around the house, not being used, and now it is. And that is the tour of the pink trellis. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how these plants grow into this trellis, how they'll look eventually, because in my mind, it's just going to be incredible, but we'll see. So a few of these, like these moon wall hangings, they're not going to stay. They're just there until things start taking off. The mirrors might stay. I'm not sure yet. They might look kind of cool to have the reflection behind the leaves, maybe. And I think the fairy lights can probably stay permanently as well. it was a little tedious getting those behind the trellis. I kind of snuck them behind to hold it up, so they'll be okay. They're battery operated, and they even have a timer, so that's kind of cool. So yeah, those will probably stay. So my thoughts on this project. It was a pretty easy project. I mean, I didn't have to make the trellis, I just bought it. The time-consuming part was painting, and I mean, there is a lot of painting to do, but it goes pretty fast. I think if my channel wasn't called the Pink Trellis, I wouldn't have chosen pink. I would have gone with the same color as the wall, but I am 1000% dedicated to the Pink Trellis, that name for my channel. So it was just natural to choose pink for my trellis. I'm curious if any of you would actually try this DIY project, building your own trellis. Let me know in the comments if this is something you might do in the future. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to seeing how these plants grow up the trellis. I think it's going to look really neat, so for me it was totally worth it. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done that yet. It would really help me out with my channel. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!